Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. As you usher in this penultimate day to the Christmas, please remember the less fortunate in the society. Don't celebrate alone. I still want to plead, be safe. Our drivers on the roads, please remember you carry the lives of many Kenyans on your hands. Ladies and gentlemen, I can safely conclude that Kenya Kwanza Coalition Party is the most disparate outfit in the world. You know, recently, the TIFA polls indicated that Kenya Kwanza is the most, UDA, is the most popular party in Kenya. And I was like, could it mean that it's the most popular in terms of creating an mayhem, economic, political and social mayhem in the country? Or how is it popular? Is it popular because it's the leaders that belong to UDA do not care about Kenyans? I was wondering. But today something happened that makes me feel that we can sometimes condescend to a level that you wonder exactly what we want. For those who love strolling the social media, yesterday you might have come across this headline. I actually got it at night and I was like, what? And the headline read, Uhuru to front Muhoho in 2027. And I was like, really? I wanted to analyze this because my safest conclusion was someone has sponsored this headline in the Standard, that maybe they have been given money, they're working in cahoots with some people to malign Uhuru's name. But I felt I need to contact a few people. So I called a few friends who belong to the Jubilee, and they told me, the ones I spoke to told me categorically this cannot be true. And I wanted to contact Pauline Njoroge. But I said, okay, it's night, let me wait and see. Because someone from the Jubilee told me, we just need to wait and see. He would confirm for me today. So he called me and told me this was an edited, script. And I was like, I must agree that they are smart. Stupidly smart. You can be smart, carelessly smart, and sometimes you are stupidly smart. On this, I must say that they are stupidly smart. Why am I saying that this was stupidly smart? Now, very many Kenya Kwanza bloggers started, talking about this. Oh, Uhuru is angry for power. Oh, Uhuru is tired of Raila. Now Kalonzo is gone because Uhuru wanted Kalonzo. There were a lot. They wanted to create a narrative. Now, Pauline Njoroge, someone brought it to her attention very fast. And Pauline said, these people have sponsored, have edited. And many Kenya Kwanza apologists, especially those who are very innocent, who just read it, pressurized Pauline to give them the original headline. And this was it. Pauline did not say anything, just said fake. Because the original one, you see the Standard and everything is there. And then it was, intern reveals teacher's pen quality of CBC. That was it. So they edited it. If you can see exactly the result and Duale and all that. What do you make of that edited Standard? What do you make of it? And I will tell you that, as I have said before, we have condescended very low. We should not go to this level. I know that over times immemorial, propaganda has been part and parcel of politics, and you know that if there is one man who is who has been on top of propaganda, it is Dennis Itumbi and the Kenya Kwanza Brigade. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to delve into this, and we are not going to take much of your time. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're watching for the first time. Click the notification bell and like this video. You can also share our videos To all our esteemed supporters, allow me to thank you in a very, very special way. You've supported me for 1 year, ever since we started with 10 subscribers, 20, and here we are at 10,000. I don't take it for granted. I want to say thank you in a very special way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen Uhuru Kenyatta has cited a lot of political activities in Central. And even though you cannot see him, you can see the other day he donated 1 million Kenya shillings, and in one of the churches in Ruiru, they gave him a call and they were very happy. Even before that, you saw how they celebrated his birthday. Yesterday, he was enjoying his time with some orphanages in Nairobi and Kiambu. He also went to inspect that dam that began during his tenure. And you've seen very many political activities going on. Of course, Jubilee has decided to sensitize people about the cost of living and telling them that it is William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua who has decided to make life very unbearable for them. And with that, they are not very happy, because Pauline Njoroge and the group, people like Murathe, Jeremiah Kioni, have told them, Jubilee is our house. The other house that you are enjoying, you are sojourners there. And our people have been muzzled, they cannot talk. That is why when people are suffering, our leaders cannot talk. When Alice Wahome tried to talk about the frustrations in the water ministry, she was transferred. And this message is really rattling the Kenya Kwanza regime. So what have they done? They understand very well that Uhuru is a man on a mission, and he wants to take over Jubilee. He wants to ensure that he consolidates power in Mount Kenya, and he will kick out William Samoei Ruto, because the heightened political temperatures have begun against the backdrop of the high cost of living, high taxes, the pain of the hustlers. People are languishing in pain and poverty, abject poverty. So they have decided to react. And this is to create a notion that the Kenyatta family is power hungry. That is it. They are bringing back the idea of dynasties and the hustlers. They want to bring it back. It will not work. Like this is dead on arrival. It has backfired. Because, when I first read it, I was also like, can Uhuru really do this? Because what they want to say? Kenyatta was the founding father. Then came Uhuru. Then now, just one term after Uhuru, then they now want to sponsor their brother. You see, it won't sound well. And this would give them a jump start when it will kickstart their fallacies. And that's why if you look at the social media, the bloggers were like, oh, these people are punk. So they wanted to create. Remember the other day, Mama Ngina consecrated that Baptist church, and they didn't like it because they have always thought that they have the monopoly of lying through the church. So people realize, oh, even Mama Ngina is so religious, it is only that they don't shout about it. So they wanted to create this family as power hungry. Because how do you take it that if you get real headlines today, that is it George Moore who will be sponsored to take over? They wanted to say that Uhuru wants, and so the other time, you remember when Uhuru said that he wanted Raila to be president, they were saying that this is a ploy, a scheme so that Uhuru does not retire. He wants to hang around Raila so that Raila will be used as a puppet. So this is what they want to perpetuate here, that when Muhoho is fronted as a president, it will be Uhuru who will be ruling, so that Muhoho will just be there as a puppet to be used. But it has really backfired. These people also want to create a narrative that there is division within the Azimio coalition. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta announced very categorically that he is in Azimio to stay. He is the chairman of Azimio Council. He's now a patron. With this experience as a president, he can give advice. He has worked with Ruto. He knows the corners of Statehouse and all these things. He's held power, that sword. So he's the chairman. And with that, they want to create a narrative, because when Uhuru got into the country from the United Kingdom, after announcing that he's in Azimio to stay, he really ruffled feathers the wrong way. He really ruffled the Kenya Kwanza team. And there were these allegations that he endorsed Kalonzo. That is after Raila also had indicated that they could, you know, rally behind Kalonzo Musyoka. And so they want to create this narrative. You know, the Kalonzo supporters will now start like, what is Uhuru doing here? He wants to bring in his brother. And then Raila will also be like, because what is Uhuru doing? You know? So they want to create a narrative that there is division. These people are not reading from the same page, because we all understand that there was some disagreement and misunderstanding concerning the National Dialogue Report. Martha Karua didn't support it. Uhuru Kenyatta did not support it because they felt it didn't carry the aspirations of Kenyans. The 1 shilling, 1 man, 1 vote from that the Mount Kenya leaders rejected when they really needed it. And the high cost of living, the cost of living was never dealt with holistically. So they didn't like it. But Raila and Kalonzo Musyoka said, we can start from somewhere. So these people want to run this narrative, and they want to peg it on this, that there is a disagreement and that these people are not organized. Because how do you feel as an Azimio supporter when Uhuru speaks this side, Kalonzo speaks the other side, and they are speaking differently? But as I said, Kenyans are smarter. Some were questioning this. And if Standard was not very careful, this would have really backfired on them, because people would have said, okay, someone is sponsoring you. So these are the things that they want. You know, Uhuru is becoming a thorn in their flesh, because Uhuru is actually taking over Mount Kenya. Trust me, Uhuru is actually taking over Mount Kenya. They lied, but Uhuru gave Kenyans time to understand the lies. And Mount Kenya are regrouping. They are tired. Their leaders can no longer talk because they're being threatened, or they're being told mtachukua baada ya Ruto. So people like Ndindi Nyoro, Kimani Chungwa hawataki kuongea kwa sababu wamepewa hiyo carrot. Unaona, wanaambiwa msiongee, Ruto akitoka ni nyinyi. So they cannot talk. Another thing, this is a diversionary tactics. People are now talking about the high cost of living. You know how the shilling is doing against the dollar, the high taxes, and the recent reckless utterances by William Ruto that he will use his sword to deal with those who don't support him, those who went to court to challenge the housing levy. And people are really discussing this. This has attracted a lot of condemnation from the church, from the civil rights activists. People like Okia Mutata went to some station in Kisii to report that his life was in danger. And so in the height of all these discussions, I think the NIS must have told Statehouse that the discussion is gaining momentum. Let us create something so that it can create, people will start discussing, oh, what is happening in Azimio? Is Uhuru coming back in politics? You know, things like that. And very many people would have bought this line of thought, except that these days we scrutinize. We can't just wake up and you give us this to swallow. Kenyans know more than this. And you know, this regime, this government must understand that Kenyans read, wide. The other day when Churchill told us that we should anticipate an increment in petroleum prices, Kenyans had read that in our neighboring country, Tanzania, they had reduced the prices. So people read and compare. Kenyans are no longer fools anymore. People were hoodwinked once in 2022 campaigns, but right now, people have gone into the archives and they retrieve the statements of William Samoei Ruto. William Ruto says one thing today, tomorrow he negates it without blinking. So ladies and gentlemen, the bloggers and the Kenya Kwanza team must not condescend and degenerate to this level. If anything, Tifa and the Secretary General Malala was bragging that UDA is the most popular party. If you know you are popular, stop propaganda. Face your problems. Deal with them. Stop the blame game. Reduce the cost of living. Stop your allegiance to IMF and the World Bank. Listen to Kenyans first, ladies and gentlemen. This is the message that we want to give the Kenya Kwanza team. All these kind of diversionary tactics will not work. I don't know what you think, but this is my take.